Okay, so we'll just wait a little bit as everybody is joining, which is fantastic. So we'll give everybody some time to join us. Everybody is still coming in. I see everyone. Wow, looks like we're gonna have a nice audience today, which is great. Excited to have everybody here for our monthly Ask an Expert Max Sold webinar series. And we're just waiting a little bit because people are still joining, which is fantastic. So in another 2 minutes, we'll get started once everybody's had a moment to come in. So we've still got people joining us, which is great. All right. So just to remind everybody of some housekeeping, if you have any questions for Desiree while she presents today, be sure to put those in the chat or in the Q&A. Check and make sure in the chat that everybody can submit. Okay, it says hosts and panelists right now. If we can select everyone, awesome. So everyone can submit questions in the chat or comments or anything they want to ask or share. And then at the end, we'll have a Q&A time where we can ask those questions. As always, this is CEU eligible, continuing education credit eligible. So I will share a code word in the beginning and a code word in the end. And anybody who emails me after the presentation can get a certificate of attendance emailed back to them. I'll put my email in the chat so that everybody is able to access that. But let's get started. I am very excited to introduce Desiree Peoples. She is a content creator and a coach. She is an expert reseller specializing in fashion and jewelry. She is the host and creator of the Jewelry Resellers podcast. So if anybody wants to learn more about jewelry that they might find in their clients' homes, then she is an incredible resource for you to get to know. She is going to be talking today with us about how to turn your expertise into a passive income stream. She has some incredible digital income stream opportunities that she's going to coach us a bit on. So I'm very excited to hear what she has to present. I think that you'll really get a lot of value out of it. And I'm going to pass it over to Desiree.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Heather. And thank you to Max Sold for allowing me to be a part of this presentation or to present tonight. I'm really excited and I'm really fired up to share with you guys what I know about creating additional income streams with digital products. I've been doing this for years. I've taught this for many years. And so I'm really excited and I'm hoping that you get inspired and encouraged to maybe consider some of these products as a way to make additional income. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and hope that it all works out. All right, so Heather, you can give me a thumbs up that it's all
We
good.
see it. It looks great.
All right, so tonight we'll be talking about digital income streams, like I said, and all of the things that we're going to talk about tonight, these are things that I have done personally, and surprisingly, all of them can be done with no money. All right. Now, depending on which direction you go and exactly what it is that you do, you may have to invest some money down the line. But to get started, you can do any of these digital income streams starting with $0. All right, so this is really exciting. This is what I love about digital income. So what if you can make money from home without shipping anything? Well, you can. Having multiple streams of digital income has never been easier and more accessible. All right, so let's start by clarifying what digital income is. And it is money you make online without having to sell physical products. All right, and the best part of it is that digital income streams, once you get them set up, they can run on autopilot. All right, so you can earn money every day with less effort. You can make money in your sleep. You can make money when you're doing other things. This is what I love about digital income. But before we get into the nitty gritty, I will introduce myself. Like Heather said, my name is Desiree, and I do host the Jewelry Resellers podcast. My background is in news and being a journalist. I was a news reporter and a traffic reporter here in Las Vegas. I did that for 13 years. So the news background, the journalist, in me is always going to be there. But I've been making money online since 2009. I used to be a mom blogger, and that's kind of how I started down this whole journey of content creation and digital products. All right. And like I said, I've done every stream of digital income that we're going to talk about today. And if you want to connect with me anywhere, you can find me at Jewelry Resellers Podcast on all of the socials. All right, so let's get back to digital income. Now, like I said, it's money earned through online or digital-based sources, all right? And this has very minimal physical involvement. One of the things I love about digital income is a lot of it is set it and forget it. All right, there is some maintenance required, but for the most part, you're going to do all of the work once up front, and you're going to get paid over and over and over. And that's where the magic really happens with this. Okay, it includes passive or semi-passive streams generated through digital products, content creation, online services, or automated systems. Now, unlike traditional income from selling physical goods or services, digital income allows for scalability, automation, and flexibility, making it a very attractive way to earn money from anywhere. All right, so let's talk about the benefits of digital income before we get into all the ways we can make this money. All right, number one, my favorite, no inventory, no shipping, and no storage space needed. All right, so for me, I am moving into that season of life where I want less stuff to manage, less stuff to keep track of. And so this is one of the reasons I'm so passionate and so fired up about digital income. Like we talked about, it can be automated, right, for passive or semi-passive income. And the other thing is that you can tap into skills and experience and knowledge that you already have, from reselling, from organizing, from real estate, whatever you already know, you can package that information in some way and you can sell it over and over and over again. All right, and this also diversifies your income so you have a little bit more financial stability. All right, one of the things that me and my son always say is that you can never have too much money. All right, so let's talk about some of the 7 best digital income streams in 2025. Probably, from what I know, maybe of all time, but these are going to be the 7 top ways that you can make money on autopilot with digital income. All right, number one is content creation and then monetizing that content. All right, and don't worry if you don't feel comfortable, being on camera or being seen. There's other ways you can do this and still make money. Number 2 is affiliate marketing. one of my favorites. I've made a lot of money with affiliate marketing, and I'm going to share with you how you can do that too. Number 3 is digital products. All right. This is another favorite of mine because you pretty much have control of every aspect of this product, from the creation, from how you market it, who you sell it to, how you sell it, where you sell it. So it's a lot of fun. Number 4 is online courses and coaching. All right. So for some of you, I know that there's some of you who teach classes or maybe have, an idea for a course. You can automate that, right? You don't have to physically be there to teach the course or to get your information, out there to help educate people. Number 5 is memberships and subscriptions. 6 is print on demand. And 7 is stock photos, videos, and or audios. Now, a little bird told me that some of you may be authors in this group. So if you have written a book, you want to think about some other ways you can already use that book content to create additional streams, revenue streams with that. Maybe creating an audiobook, whatever, we'll talk about that too. All right, so let's get into number 1, content creation. You can monetize your content. All right, so one of my favorite ways is YouTube. I have a lot of YouTube channels. I have 7 YouTube channels. Not all of them are active, but 4 of them are monetized. And so I love YouTube. It doesn't cost you anything to get started if you don't have a YouTube channel. I encourage you to consider starting one up because it is a fabulous way to earn money. Now, ad revenue is one way. That's only one way to make money with video content or YouTube content. But the way I like to teach people to use YouTube is basically as a funnel to your other products. So even though your channel may not be earning money through the YouTube partnership program, you can still use the audience that you're building, that traffic that you're building, and redirecting it to maybe one of your digital products or something else that you could be selling. All right, so think a little bit bigger when it comes to YouTube, all right? Because so many people say, well, I don't have thousands of, subscribers and I don't make a lot of money. It's okay. That's only one layer of the whole big picture, okay? Now, blogging. I made a lot of money blogging back in the day. I don't do that as much anymore, but blogging is another place where you can make a lot of money. If you are better writing, if you are better with maybe photos, you can create a blog showcasing what you do. All right. Now you can monetize your blog with ads, sponsored posts, affiliate links. Okay. And you can start a blog for free. I've listed some of them here: WordPress, Blogger, Substack, Medium, and so forth. All of those are free to start, and you can start putting your content out there. Podcasting, another favorite of mine. Again, it doesn't cost you anything to do a podcast. Now, last time I did this presentation, I told everybody my podcast does not make any money. And everybody started laughing. And I said, but you have to understand that very much like YouTube, I am using that audio content to funnel people into my digital products. All right. So I haven't made any money podcasting, but I've made a lot of money redirecting my podcast audience to some of the digital products that I sell. And that's where I make my money. All right. And that happens automatically. Whenever I upload a new podcast episode, I have all of my links in there. Maybe during the episode, I say, hey, if you want more information, check out my ebooks, check out my online course, whatever. And people are clicking, through the podcast. You can also do newsletter marketing. All right. You don't have to have a website to do this, although it does help. But you can create a newsletter that you send out weekly, monthly, bi-weekly, whatever. And you can fill that newsletter with links to your products, affiliate links, maybe information about your business, whatever. All right. So newsletter marketing is huge. And I know people who make tens of thousands of dollars every month just from their newsletters. All right, TikTok and Instagram. I know this always has mixed mixed reaction. Not everybody is a TikTok fan or a social media fan. I totally get it, but I'm telling you, TikTok is one of the last few social media platforms where you still have what we like to call organic reach, and you still have a really good chance of going viral. Now, I know that that is probably not the goal for everyone here, and that really isn't the intention, but you don't want to ignore TikTok and or Instagram as a place to just be visible and maybe to repurpose some of your content there. All right. And again, if it makes sense for you, but I know a lot of people who are growing really quickly on TikTok and they're not growing as fast on other platforms. So keep it in mind, you know, as an option when you're thinking about connecting with your potential audience, or maybe just growing your brand or establishing your brand. Now, this is a fun one too, user-generated content. User-generated content is very different from um, posting on social media. And what user-generated content is that you are going to create the content, and brands or companies will actually purchase that content from you, and they will use the content you create on their social media. All right. And you can get paid really good money to do this. So I know you guys have probably seen, like, maybe it's kind of like being a spokesperson, but you're not really, you're just, you know, an everyday person, and you're sharing your experience with the product or with the brand, and the brand will buy the content that you generate for their product or service. Right now, there's a lot of ways this can happen. Sometimes you'll get a flat fee. Sometimes you can negotiate usage rights. It just depends on what you're doing and how you're doing it. But it's another way that you can make money over and over and over again. Okay, so obviously, probably you won't do all of these, but at least you have an idea of what's available for you as it relates to content creation and as it relates to monetizing the content that you create. All right, so let's talk about how to get started with content creation. Well, you want to create and then you want to post and upload. It's very simple. All right, pick one platform that you feel comfortable with and start posting. Whether it's YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, wherever, you just need to find one and post consistently. All right, find the platform that works for you, but again, try as many as you can. But you don't want to get burnt out, because that's happened to me several times over the years, because I think I can do everything and I can be everywhere. But you want to be careful with that. All right. So I always suggest pick one, you know, one that you like, one that's not going to give you a headache if you have to, you know, be on it every day, and do what you can. All right. And then you have to think differently too. Remember, everything is content. All right. You making your coffee every morning, you vacuuming your living room. People want to see that because that's relatable. All right. So let's say you create a 30-second clip of you washing the dishes, and then you put text over that little 30-second video. I'm thinking about how I'm going to organize my closet. Here's 3 things that came to me while I was washing dishes. All right, it really can be that simple. And you can use that same video clip over and over. All you would have to do is change the text. All right, so you have to remember, you don't have to create a big, complicated setup or photo shoot or video shoot. Everything literally is content, and usually the most organic type of content is the one that tends to be more relatable, like I said. All right, so everything that is relevant to you, your brand, or your business. You want to experiment with all forms of content. All right, photo, videos, audios, texts. Again, whatever you can create on a consistent basis. And remember that every format of content can be monetized in some way. All right, research to find the best places to sell what you create, online, offline, or both. All right, so let's talk about affiliate marketing. I love affiliate marketing. This is where you earn commissions by recommending products. Pretty much every brand, every website, every company has an affiliate program or an affiliate marketing program. And the way it works is you sign up for an affiliate to be an affiliate for Amazon. It's called Amazon Associates. And then once you are in that program, you will have your own unique URL link, and you share that link wherever, social media, your blog, your podcast, YouTube. And then when people click on that link, you get a commission of whatever they buy using your affiliate link. All right. And the nice thing about Amazon is you may recommend a blow dryer, but if they go on Amazon and buy a blow dryer, bed sheets, a toaster, you're going to get a commission on the total sale, not just the item that you recommended. All right, you want to share your affiliate links like we talked about. Some of the best sites and programs to join for affiliate income are LTK, ShareASale, Digistore24, ClickBank. Like there's literally probably thousands of affiliate marketing programs that you can join. What you want to do is search Google best affiliate programs for, and then put whatever your niche or your category or your business is. All right, so it's really easy to sign up. They make it easy for you to sign up too. So how do you start affiliate marketing? Well, like we talked about, you're going to choose a niche or niches. You're going to find relevant programs within that niche, and then you're going to create valuable content on a chosen platform like a website, social media, and then you're going to plug in your affiliate links. And I'm sure we've all seen this, right? We've seen this on YouTube and maybe on Instagram as well. You're going to build your audience. Remember, you want to do that consistently. And then you want to drive traffic to your links. However you do that, you can do that paid or you can do that free. I recommend when you're starting off, do it the free way, just so you can learn who is, engaging with your content and who your target buyer or who your target audience is. All right, so next up is digital products. This is one of my digital products here, the Ultimate Thrift Shopper's Guide to Las Vegas. I've made a lot of money selling this because this is something that people were asking me for. I do YouTube videos going to thrift stores, showing what I find, and people were asking, what thrift store was that? What are the best thrift stores in Las Vegas? All right, so pay attention to what people are asking you about, because that is something you can create a product on. All right, that's how this e-guide or this little thrift shopper's guide came about, and I've sold a lot of copies of them. I don't know how many, but Vegas is kind of a fun little town, so I think that's probably part of the draw. But use this as an example to kind of come up with your own ideas. All right, so what are some digital products you can sell? All kinds of stuff: printables, planners, inventory trackers, checklists, templates. For those of you who are organizers, you can create all kinds of checklists and things that'll help people get organized, or maybe help them keep track of things that they need to do or they need to not do, like really anything. Ebooks, right? Like what I was talking about. Digital art, some people do stickers, graphics. People are selling Canva templates on Etsy. I've seen that. So whatever you can think of, you can sell it. The platforms that you want to sell your digital products on are Etsy, Shopify, Gumroad, StanStore, and Beacons. All right, all of those are viable options to sell digital products. I use Beacons and Gumroad because they are free. They do have paid tiers as well, but the way it works is you can put your PDF file or whatever on Beacons or Gumroad, and you don't pay anything until you make a sale, and then they take a percentage of the sale. But you don't have to pay anything up front, and you don't have to pay them to host or store your files, which is really nice. All right, so how do we get started selling digital products? Well, you want to figure out how you can solve a problem. Remember, I told you people kept asking me where are the thrift stores in Las Vegas, and so that's how that product came about. You want to create high quality digital products to solve that problem. You want to set up an online store to sell your digital products. Like I said, I use Gumroad and Beacons. Those are my two favorites. Stand Store is great, but I think it starts off at about $80 a month. So, again, if that fits in your budget, great, because you have a lot more features with Stand Store. That's what a lot of people use. But if you're just getting started, you don't need that yet. And then you want to build your email list as well. You can use newsletter or, yeah, I think that's what they're called, newsletter software, ConvertKit, MailerLite, MailChimp is, I think they have a free one. I use MailerLite. They also have a free tier, and it's really easy. So MailerLite and ConvertKit, I have experience with, well, MailChimp too. And I think they all have a free tier. And then you want to continually market your products via social media, paid ads if you're going that direction, and email newsletters and so forth. All right, so let's talk about online courses and coaching. So this is fun, teaching others how to do something you've already done. And I know a lot of you kind of already do that. So it's just a matter now of making this, packaging this in a digital way so you can sell it over and over and over again. All right, these are the platforms that you can consider: Teachable, Thinkific, Podia, Gumroad, YouTube, or Zoom. And I think all of these have a free tier. And then you can decide if you want to do group coaching or one-on-one coaching, depending on exactly what your business is. I recommend that you offer both if you can, right? There's like the group level, and then you're going to charge a little bit more for someone to have direct access to you, one-on-one. All right. So again, if it makes sense for your business. And then you can also build online communities. This is huge right now. A lot of people are still doing it on Facebook. I don't recommend Facebook because as we've seen, there's a lot of hoops you got to jump through. But I mean, it's a great place to start if you don't want to spend any money. But some of the other online communities that you can use are Kajabi, Mighty Networks. I really like School. I've been using that one. So if you want to build your own online community where you have total control of everything, I do recommend one of these other platforms. But if you're not looking to maybe grow an online community, Facebook is just fine. All right, so how do you get started selling courses and coaching? Well, you're going to choose a course topic and then you're going to outline your course. All right, and if you don't know how to do this, this is why we have AI, friends, right? So you can ask ChatGPT to outline a course for you, right? And then you can just present it. Okay, so it doesn't have to be too complicated. And again, ChatGPT is free. You want to choose your platform, maybe one of the ones I recommended. There's other ones out there. I don't have experience with all of the ones, but the ones I recommended, I do know are very good. You want to create your course. You're going to price your course. Now, again, people ask questions about pricing, and everybody's market is going to be different. But if you're doing an online course, that is a big value item or product. I don't believe any online course personally should be less than $47. That's the bare minimum, right? Because a course really is, like I said, a high value item. And I sell my course for $99. I've seen people charge thousands of dollars for courses, all right? But usually somewhere in that ballpark between $50 to say $300 is about what people are willing to pay for online courses, unless it's something, so high tier. But that's usually the range for pricing between, like I said, 50 to about 300, or like, 49 to 299, somewhere in there. Because you want people to really understand that you're giving a lot of value here. All right, you're going to market your course in some of the ways we talked about: social media, paid ads, whatever, your newsletter, whatever. and you're going to build your personal brand. Now, I know a lot of you probably already have your brand, established, or maybe you're in the beginning phases, or maybe you've been doing this for a while. But your course and your coaching programs and or packages are really just going to elevate your brand and who you are and what you do. So even if, and I just was talking to a client about this a couple weeks ago, because she has a course and she hasn't sold any yet. I said, it doesn't matter. The fact that you can say, I have a course and I teach X, Y, and Z, that's huge. Okay. Don't worry. People will buy it eventually. We just need to tweak the marketing. But don't worry if you don't sell it right away. The fact that, the flex is that you can say, I have an online course, I'm an educator, I teach, I've written this book, I've written this course, whatever. That's really the leverage you want to use in your branding. Oh, and I have it in here, and I didn't even remember. Leverage social proof, all right? Reviews, testimonials, and so forth. That's what we were talking about. She's like, well, I haven't sold my course yet, so I don't have any reviews. I said, that's okay. You will. You will, right? So, and it does take a while for you to tweak things too and figure out what's going to work and what's going to resonate with your audience. All right, so let's talk about memberships and subscriptions. This is another way to generate recurring income passively, well, semi-passive, right? Because we have to deliver something every month, but it doesn't have to be us physically delivering something. All right, so Patreon or paid newsletters. I've seen a lot of people have success with the paid newsletter. I haven't done that yet, but I have done Patreon. So you can do exclusive content behind the scenes, whatever, again, makes sense in your business. A lot of people do Patreon to show how-tos, like how to do something, and they want to put it behind a paywall. All right, you can also create a private community. And again, you can make this a paid membership. You can make, you can have a monthly fee for people to be in your group every month. And you can do that. I've seen people do it on Facebook, Discord, wherever, wherever makes sense for you. You can also do subscription-based digital products. I know a girl who does, she does printable stickers, and you pay a subscription every month, and then she sends you the digital file, and then you print out the stickers yourself. I think she charges $9.99 or something like that, and you get a file. So I thought that was a really, cute idea. And like, you don't really have to do a whole lot of work. For those of you who maybe are artists or do graphic design or something like that, that's an idea too. All right, so how do we sell memberships and subscriptions? You want to identify your ideal member who you want to help and or serve. You're going to define your unique selling proposition. We all have one. It's just a matter of how creative can we be and how do we communicate that. You want to choose a membership platform, like we talked about. This one is interesting, this WAP. I just found out about this one a couple weeks ago. I'm still learning it, but for those of you who like to kind of be on the cutting edge of things, you may want to explore that option too. All right, so it's brand new. It's getting a lot of traction in the online membership space. So I wanted to throw it in today. You want to offer multiple membership tiers and or packages. All right, there's always going to be levels. I recommend at least 3. So maybe like a $9.99 tier, a $20 tier, and maybe a $25, $50 tier, and make sure that the perks, are relevant depending on, what it is that you're offering. But always give your potential member options. And then you always want to make sure they have an option to upgrade. Even if they join at the highest tier, you want to put in that highest tier. With this tier, you have the option to, right? So there's always going to be an upgrade. There's always going to be more money to be made, right? So you always want to make sure you make that available when you're thinking about your tiers. You're going to create premium content like we've been talking about, and you're going to build an online community like we've been talking about. And all of this does take time and it does take, effort and consistency. But I'm telling you, once you get that foundation, the sky's really the limit. And you're going to consistently market and promote your memberships, just like everything else. All right, let's talk about print on demand. All right, now this is the one that I didn't have too much success with this. And I think it's because of the categories or the niche that I'm in. Products and merch don't really kind of go well with that. But you might have an audience or a niche that you're in where this totally makes sense and you can totally rock this. All right, so you can see our example. We have the I'm Rich t-shirts. So that's an idea. You could sell custom designs on t-shirts, mugs, tote bags, whatever. I've seen people make hoodies. They've made hats, like all kinds of stuff, right? Merch, that's what we're talking about. And some of these print-on-demand companies are Printful, Printify, Spread Connect, Redbubble, Teespring. And the nice thing, there's a couple that are actually integrated into YouTube. So you can actually have your merch be automatically linked on your YouTube channel if you go that route. So that's another option for you to market and promote your merch. It's passive income with no upfront inventory or no inventory or upfront costs. So the only thing you probably would have to spend money on is a graphic designer, to design your t-shirt or whatever. And then you just upload that to the POD website, and then someone will choose if they want that design on a t-shirt or on a hat. And then the fulfillment is done by the POD companies. You don't have to make anything. You don't have to ship anything. And then you just get a percentage of every sale. Creating your own merch. All right, so how do we start print on demand? You're going to choose your niche and your target audience. You're going to select a print on demand provider like we talked about. There's so many of them out there. You're going to create your designs. You're going to either hire a graphic designer, or if you are design savvy, you can do it yourself on Canva, or you can go somewhere like Fiverr and you can pay someone to design merch for you. You're going to set up your online store. Again, this is going to be done usually through the POD, print-on-demand providers. They usually give you a storefront, and then you can link your storefront wherever, on your social media, YouTube, wherever. And then you're going to market and promote your store and your products. All right, and number 7, stock photos and audios. So this one I really like because I think this just works well, with my skill set. But you can sell stock images. So if you're really good with photography, you can sell some of your photos. All right, these are some of the websites here. And let me see if I can move this. Yeah. You can sell like your photos, especially if you have like really beautiful landscape photos, before and after photos, whatever. These are some websites where you can actually sell your stock images. All right. And if you are musically inclined, you can create background music or sound effects for content creators. You can also sell short form video clips to certain content platforms. And you can also do voiceover and or narration work for those of you who have a beautiful speaking voice. All right. Or if you just want to get into voiceover work, this is another way that you can leverage what you know, and you can turn it into audio recordings. Okay. And for those of you who are authors, or if you have a book, if you don't have an audio book yet, I want to invite you to really look at this ACX that I have listed down here. That is Audible. And that is where, if you want to narrate a book, you can join that way. Or if you have a book and you want someone to narrate that for you so you can turn it into an audiobook, you can find talent there to do that for you. All right. Because if you do have a book, if you're a published author, you want to have a hard copy, and you also want to be able to offer an audiobook too. Okay, so that's how you can do that. All right, so how do you sell photos, videos, and audios? You're going to create high quality photos, videos, and audios. You're going to choose a platform: Vimeo, Selfie, Bandcamp, Uscreen. All right, so depending on what you're selling, that would determine which platform that you're gonna sell it on. Or you can create your own website to sell audio and video files. And you're going to market and promote. That's pretty much what we got to do with all of these options. Oh, how to get started. All right, so let's talk about how to get started. You're going to choose the right digital income stream for you. It may take some trial and error. You're going to set up a simple system. Websites are optional, but if you can, I suggest you do. But you can also just have an email list and a social media presence. And you're going to consistently market your digital products and services. All right. And I tell people you have to share daily. You got to post daily. Maybe you don't have to physically post daily, but you want to schedule posts daily, but you want to show up every single day so your audience can find you. All right. And automation tools to save time and scale faster. All right. So there's a way to automate everything that we do nowadays. Not all of them, well, none of them are free, but there are options to automate stuff. And finally, let's talk about the mistakes to avoid. Expecting instant success. Digital income does take time to grow, right? But we can be building it alongside what we're already doing. And within a few months, maybe a year, you will see this starting to pay you and you're not doing anything additional for it. All right, not testing your market before creating a product. You always want to ask, what do your people want? What do they need? Like I told you, people were asking me about, Las Vegas thrift stores, and that's how that product came about. I knew people wanted that because I was being asked about it over and over again. So always make sure you test your market before spending, hours, days, or weeks creating a product for it. Ignoring audience building, like I said, you do want to build your brand, on social media, or your email list, or however you're going to do it. All right. Building an audience, building a solid foundation of people who are interested in what you sell, that's going to be a never-ending process. And don't give up too soon, friends. Don't give up too soon. I promise you, this will work if you stick with it. All right, so the actionable takeaways: pick one digital income stream to start within the next 30 days. What did I talk about tonight that kind of piqued your interest, or you think that you can start that right away? All right. Think about, like what you can do, because honestly, you can probably create a digital product like within a day or two and have it up for sale within hours. You want to offer a freebie to collect emails if you're not already building your email list. Let me move this. All right. Direct them to a resource website or your social media page. You always want to direct people to something, either to follow you, to sign up for your newsletter, to check out your website, bookmark something. You always want to tell them to, where to go. Start or continue to build and grow your audience. And if you would like to connect with me, this is my email, or you can find me on all the socials at Jewelry Resellers Podcast. And that's all I got. That's all I got for your friends.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Desiree. That was fantastic. Lily, to answer your question, you will get a copy of the recording of this webinar, and we will create basically a notes packet that we can send out afterwards as well. We can put this through AI and it creates the cliff notes, so to speak, of the presentation. So you'll get that as well. Pam was wondering if you can share how Gumroad or Beacons are better choices for selling digital products rather than from your website.
Well, if you are looking for a free option, Beacons and Gumroad is 100% free. So if you don't have a website already, that's what I would recommend. Now, the other thing is like, I don't know if you're familiar with Linktree, but Beacons kind of is like a link tree. So you can put your Beacons link in your social media profile and you can link to your website, your other socials, your digital products directly. Let me see if I can find mine and I'll show you exactly what it looks like.
Okay. And while she's looking, yes, I'll let you guys know the code words are 2 words this evening. It's digital and income. I'll put it in the chat with my email for you.
All right, so I'm going to share my screen and I'll show you my Beacons page. So this is what it looks like. Okay, so I have all my socials linked here. You can join my email list. You can go to my website. You can join my Facebook group. You can click on my online course. These are my affiliate links and these are my digital products down here. So I have all of this on one link, right? So it makes it easy in the sense that depending on whatever it is I'm talking about, I don't have to worry about different links. I can just share one link and I know if they want an ebook, it's there. If they want to sign up for the newsletter, it's there. If they want to go to my website, it's there. It's that one link. And that's free. So if you have a website, I would just do both, right? I would do both. I wouldn't say one is necessarily more important than the other. But again, it just makes it easier for people to find your content and then to get access to it. I hope that answers the question.
Nikki is wondering, do you know any specific products created by professional organizers that have been successful? And if you don't know specifically organizers, maybe if you can think of any products you know have really been successful to give them some ideas.
Yes, there was years ago, I think the girl's name is Clutterbug or something like that. Anyway, she had books and she has an online course and she built all of that through her YouTube channel. And so she talked about organizing, she talked about decluttering, she talked about how to, manage the home. So like I'm thinking anything along that would be great. I mean, I don't know if there's like a specific idea you wanted me to help you flesh out or.
Yeah,
Yes, she
everybody
did have.
knows her.
Okay, yeah. So that's the only one I know off the top of my head. I mean, I'm not saying we all are gonna, do everything she's doing, but she has some ideas of, how to market, right? And with ebooks or a course or whatever.
Absolutely. Speaking of that, with courses, if somebody were to create that course that could be purchased, how long should a course be? Like, when does it get too long, or when is it too short?
Well, I guess it depends on exactly what it is that we are helping someone do. If it's like a beginner course, um, I probably wouldn't make it more than like maybe 6 or 7 like modules or sections. But if it's something where like how to start a business, how to start an organizing business from scratch, that's probably going to be like 20, 30, 40 modules, right? So it just depends on exactly what it is and who we're making the product for. Is it someone who knows nothing, or is it someone who already understands what we're trying to do and we're trying to help them get to that next level? Or you can also break up your course. You can have, this is a course for beginners. This is a course for, level 2. This is my advanced course, and you can make 3 different courses, right? So depending on how you want to structure it, there's really no rules or right or wrong.
And a module is a class, is that right? Like, is that like the little classes that you get in the course?
I guess the best way to describe it would be chapters, right?
Oh,
So module 1 in the beginning course is, I don't know, how to wash dishes. I don't know. And then module 2 would be like chapter 2. After you complete module 1, then you would move to module 2. So it's basically a way to organize the information within your course. And within the module, there can be different subsections within that too, depending on how deep you want to go with it. But it doesn't have to be that complicated. It could literally be 6 videos of you talking. Hey, this is how you do this. And then video 2, this is what you do next. Video 3, this is what you do after that. So it could be written, it can be text, it can be audio, or it could be a combination of all 3.
So I guess you could do kind of, I think like Amazon Prime does this, or video does, Amazon Video. If you go in and you want to watch a series, they'll like let you maybe see the first episode, but you have to buy the rest. You could do that maybe, where you have like the first module could be a freebie or part of the first
Yeah.
module, and then you kind of get them hooked and they want to learn the rest.
Yes, yes, you can do that. You can do like a preview. I've seen people do that too, where you get, like, say the course is 10 parts, they'll get part 1 for free. And if they want parts 2 through 10, they got to pay for it.
Yeah. Question for the audience here, just out of curiosity, has anyone here launched any digital products that they've had success with? Just put in the chat if you have, just curious. I mean, everybody here might be new to this and still be navigating what they want to do. Okay, so Stephanie, I know Stephanie. Stephanie has a podcast, so
Yay, Stephanie!
so she's done a few. Interesting, very cool. Yeah, so this has been a fantastic presentation. I'm very excited to have had you here, Desiree. I met Desiree at the Reseller Remix event in Las Vegas this past winter, and it was amazing, and loved her presentation and was excited to share it with everybody in our community. Oh, Nikki said that she just created her first digital product, a beginner level 30-day challenge. That's clever, like a 30-day challenge.
That's
So then,
excellent.
and then I wonder if they check in with you. And Shay said that she has Amazon Associates account and has been building over the years. The declutter challenge. Okay, that's cool. So everybody, Nikki Lewis's 30-day digital product called the declutter challenge. Everybody have to check that out. That's a clever idea. Definitely.
Yeah. And that's really good too, because you can break it up, you can say, hey, let's do the first 5 days for free, and then the rest of it you can do in a group that you pay people to join for accountability, support, encouragement, all that stuff.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah, I could stay here for like another half hour and like, have conversations with people about all the things they're doing, but it was we're wrapping up on time, and it was great to have you, Desiree. Thank you so much, and thanking everybody for coming. Once again, the code words are digital and income. Feel free to email me for a certificate, and everybody have a great evening. Thanks, Desiree.
Thank you, Heather. And